Hello, this is an update on days 3 and 4 of my low carb lifestyle. So I wanted to let you know what's been going on the last 48 hours or so. So yesterday morning I woke up with a severe leg cramp, specifically in my right calf, technically. Um, Basically a Charlie horse, and it really put me out. And actually, I knew that there was this risk of leg cramps because of the focus on high fats, moderate protein, and low carbs. And I did not yet plan on getting protein supplements. So, sure enough, I had apparently a loss of potassium, and I had a really bad calf Charlie horse that really aggravated me for like 3 or 4 minutes in the morning as I was waking up. So that really put a damper on my enthusiasm for doing this. So I'm going to have to make sure and get some potassium before I go super low carb again. But regardless, I've had a pretty good experience despite that. My yesterday I had 2 meals. Today I had only 1 meal today. So I ended up uh, eating, a bowl of chili yesterday, and I did actually eat the free like little piece of bread that they included with it, which was my only source of carbs for that day and the day before. And then that evening, I decided I would go ahead and eat some pasta because my wife made it for dinner, rather than try to hunt down something that was particularly ketogenic. And then today, I've only eaten once, so I've basically fulfilled my goal of 1 meal a day for the rest of the week. So starting today, I'll be doing 1 meal a day. And I just ate 3 pieces of chicken, and I'm going low carb from here on out for the most part, or I'll eat a modicum of carbs between now and Sunday when I decide to start my fast. So I will have to focus on getting some more electrolytes like potassium, magnesium, salt in my system between here on out, specifically once I start my fast. So that's going to be one of the big focuses. So tomorrow I'm going to go to a vitamin store and pick up some supplements. One thing I noticed is my mood is a lot better this week because I haven't had this sort of super rise in energy levels that I'm used to in my high carb diet. So that's actually been a positive benefit of this experience so far. So one thing is interesting is that I'm eating more fats every day than I have really done at any other point in my life. It's really high fat. The amount of protein that I've been eating is about comparable to what I'm normally used to eating, a somewhat modest amount of protein, but I've never been this low consistently in terms of carbs. I might go a day or two accidentally low carb, but I always end up getting like a soda, or I'll get some pasta, or I'll get some sort of high carb meal and or drink combination, and that usually will top me up. So one thing I've been doing in the last month, because I've been more attuned to cutting out carbs, is that I have been more in tune with my body, being used to not having these ebbs and flows, these peaks and valleys of energy, and I've been relatively low key and consistent because of that. And my mood, as I mentioned, has been pretty relaxed. I don't know, I've been enjoying myself. So one thing to note is I've been averaging roughly 1,600 calories a day for the last 2 days. So that's pretty good. That's actually lower than normal. I typically tend to eat 2,000 or a little bit more calories per day, especially if you consider a soda, it might peak up to like 2,400 or more. So I've been pretty consistently this week maintaining a relatively low calorie diet, and that in combination with this somewhat low carb experience has been pretty good in my so far. One thing I wanted to talk about, one of the reasons why I'm more interested in doing a low carb experience, is because my mother was a type 1 diabetic. She was a very brittle diabetic, and my dad was hypoglycemic, which is sort of the reverse of diabetes. And despite that, those two factors, I've not had any sort of diabetic type complications in my life ever. Though to be fair, I've never gotten terribly overweight. But that's just one of the things, one of the motivating factors for me is my genetic history and my family history, and I want to avoid those complications as I get older. And one thing I wanted to mention is my wife has been very supportive of me. And just yesterday, she went to the store while I was at work, and she bought a bunch of groceries that were relatively high in protein, a lot of meats and things of that nature, tilapia and beef and chicken and all that kind of stuff. And I actually do appreciate that. Although I'm going to have to explain to her that I'm going to need a bunch of high-fat alternatives, although she did mention to me that she'd started reading up on ketogenic diet, so I think she's starting to get the gist there. So the good news for me, and hopefully for my wife, because she's shown an interest in the Atkins diet, for example, is that maybe her and I can both go down this road. But for right now, I'm sort of pioneering this for us, and my wife has been very supportive in buying groceries that will help me with my journey. So that's going to do it for this report. My goal is OMAD, 1 meal a day for the rest of the week. So today is Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 1 meal a day. That's my goal. And low carb if possible. And then come heck or high water, on Sunday, I'm going to start my 3-day fast. And if possible, I might push it to 5 days. But I think 5 days is good enough to where, say, lunchtime or dinner time on Friday, I might then eat something. So that's going to do it. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.